our district, we've been spending a lot of time in our PLC teams putting together standards maps, mapping specifically mathematics, the new standards, to our curriculum. When we made some important discoveries about the mathematic texts that we use and the manner in which we've been teaching math, this tool has been phenomenal in that it has shown us what is actually going on in the classrooms. So the teams were very surprised and enlightened. Now we plan to take the data back to our PLC teams, and we have also received a good roadmap on how to deliver this information to our PLC teams and make sense of it. Our plan is to take different pieces of this and look at what's going on in the classroom and drill it down to even topics in math. And the beauty of this, for us at this point, is to not only compare it to the standards that we're now using in Oregon, but also to forecast to the Common Core standards. So we now actually have a tool that can help us to see where we need to go in the Common Core standards within the next few years. The other piece that we discovered today that I found highly interesting, as well as the teachers, is that the SEC data also tells us at the level of which the cognitive level, in other words, are we spending time on a topic, but how far are we stretching that topic to a higher level of understanding for students? And that is something that we want to make sure that we're doing in our classrooms as well.
I was hoping that I was on the right track, but I wasn't quite sure. So when I came here today and I started looking at my own reports and comparing them to the new standards, I found that what I was doing prior to this year was not exactly aligned, and the work that I did paid off, and now I will align. And the reports that we looked at and what I learned today really allowed me to become validated for the work that I spent in revising and revamping my curriculum. That those reports said, yep, you're on the right track, you're doing the right thing. And then it gave me some additional information that will allow me to really even fine-tune a little bit better, I think.
A couple things, big aha moments for me, was the use of the survey, because when we first took the survey in June, a lot of teachers felt threatened by it, like this might be used as an evaluation against teachers. Today it kind of solidified the fact that this was all about me and how I can bring the information back to my team and help us realign our practice with the standards. The other thing that I really gleaned was this is a discussion starter. It's not all about the points, it's all about getting people talking about their practice and their beliefs and their values when it comes to education and how you're going to move forward to do what's best for the students. The last thing that I kind of got from it was the common definitions within, for us, we took it on math. So the common definitions of what these specific math terms mean creates equity for our students. Because if I believe something, I believe problem solving is XYZ, and then another teacher believes it's no, it's DEF, it's this. So this discussion portion can kind of get us all on the same path, which will lead to equity and education for all kids, which I think is huge, because it seems in the past there's been such the closed door mentality in teachers thinking that, oh, it's my classroom, my students, your classroom, your students. But this opens it up and says, no, we're all working together. Let's look at the standards, let's look at our data, how can we all work together with this common terminology and common understanding of what it means to move forward so that we can have success in our buildings. This really hit on the demands for a first grade teacher, as I am, because we think, oh, first grade, right? They're not going to be thinking about synthesizing the information or applying what they know. But it really challenges us as a teacher to go back and say, wait, now, it's not all about recall, it's not all about memorization. 6-year-olds can synthesize and apply knowledge, but it's challenged us as a team to go back and say, well, how do you make a 6-year-old do that? How do you guide them into that thought process? So it's kind of helped us reevaluate our questioning strategies. And in our district, we've gone through the process of doing a curriculum map with our math, which has kind of facilitated another big discussion around it. And it kind of started with the survey we took in the spring, and then this fall we did the mapping, and now we're going to revisit it. I'm always the one who's like crunching the numbers, making the graphs for our team, and now I can do this and relate it back to our instruction as opposed to student performance, which is going to help me.
As we're trying to align to our standards, it was very helpful to have a picture that, oh, we're hitting it really well there, oh, we need to spend more time there, we shouldn't bother with that. So things like that to align to our standards better. Definitely now that we see what the results are, how we can use them, we're excited to take it again and maybe take it a little bit more seriously, not go through it as fast. Even if it's not 100% accurate, it's a baseline for discussions to start, you know, what we thought the standard was asking us to teach this, and really it's not asking us to do that. And so just starting the discussions on what is the standard really asking us, how are we going to address it, how much time do we spend on it, is really going to be helpful. We align, we just got new books, we just got new standards, and so finding out, oh, well now here's the new standards in our book, we need to go find this piece out of the book and now start teaching it, and it's going to help us align our standards much, much easier than if we sat down with paper and pencil. So we sat there debriefing what we liked about this program, if we were going to be able to use it again, was it valuable, should we spend the money on it, and the whole room kind of went around each grade level, said yes, we'd like to give this another shot. And again, our biggest thing right now is going to be the standards. We just got new standards, and so this will help find out what we're already doing, how it matches the new stuff, so we don't spend, we're not recreating the wheel. We already know what we do, and just tweaking it to make sure we match the new standards.